Hello, welcome back. Today we are going to be dissecting the Tempest Skill Tree for the Pyro in Outriders. If you like talking numbers, watching some B-roll footage of my Pyromancer doing work, and listening to some Lo-Fi hip-hop, this video is definitely for you. I made the decision that I am going to start and main the Pyromancer when this game comes out. I love playing the Pyromancer, super fun class. I think it's also going to present its own unique difficulties. This class specifically will be very challenging to make work in situations when I'm under heavy duress, particularly when I'm playing it solo. The Pyromancer has 3 different skill trees you can decide which to go up. The top one is Ashbreaker, and that's going to be focusing on immobilization, crowd control, as well as buffing your weapon firepower. The middle tree, Firestorm, that's a pure tanky tree that's going to focus on buffing your maximum health, doing some bonus damage towards elites, as well as focusing on your resistances, doing extra burn damage, aka DOT, damage over time, and also buffing your skill leech for more sustain. Before we dive deeply into the Tempest tree, I wanted to give a big shout out to my boy Runaway Austrian. My man, thank you so much for sharing this site and this idea for this video. My guy. For the Tempest tree, we're going to be focusing on putting points into every single source of bonus anomaly power to the moon, as some people like to say as they lose money on stocks. And also we will be focusing on the skills that I will be showing you right now. The skills that I think that you should be focusing on if you do choose to do a Tempest type of build for your Pyro are absolutely going to be minimizing the cooldowns for all of your abilities with the Wildfire skill. We're also going to pay attention to skills that give us bonus weapon damage for using our abilities. That's why we're going to put a point into with Fire and Rifle, which will give you 45% bonus weapon damage upon activating an explosive skill. That one's huge. I would pass up Extinction, in my personal opinion. Skills that buff damage against enemies on low health are in fact garbage. They don't work in Borderlands. They don't usually work because you'd rather take a smaller buff for doing damage all of the time instead of a slightly bigger one for a certain particular very extraneous set of circumstances. Absolutely put a point into Inferno Bullets, increasing firepower by 15% of your anomaly power. You have a ton of anomaly power. If you can buff your firepower by 15% of it, you are going to feel the difference in your guns. We're going to want to put a point into with Fire and Anomaly. Again, this is going to buff your anomaly power every time you activate an explosive skill by 12% for 10 seconds. That's a big damage buff, ladies and gentlemen. You have some choices at the end of the tree here. I might end up putting a point into Phoenix Nestling, and that's going to basically give you a self-res every 3 minutes, which will give you back 50% of your max health. If you like that idea, then you might put the bonus point into Phoenix as well, which will give you a shorter cooldown on the Nestling and make you come back with 100% of your health. Almost the end of the tree here. It's up to you if you want to put a point into Chasing the Chill Away. That's going to give you bonus HPs, bonus heals for killing a marked enemy. Could be good, not too sure. Again, I'm not really concerned with the well-being of this character. If I am capable of avoiding damage entirely and taking cover, then it shouldn't be a problem with sustain, especially with your Feed the Flame Emergency Heal Me Now card. You're absolutely going to want to put a point into Flames That Burn Twice. It's just a flat 10% damage buff against elites, which I'm pretty sure applies to both your skills and your firepower. For the last little area here, you can just take all 3 of these. Mark Accumulation, more bonus damage against marked enemies, 15% explosive cooldown for World Ablaze, and then Grave Ablaze is the capstone of all capstones. It's a 30% skill damage buff for all of your explosive skills, which is huge. Unfortunately, we only have access to 4 out of the 8 skills for each character in the demo. Breadbuilder is kind enough to give us the names and a loose idea of some of the stats of the skills, but the damage numbers are in fact placeholders with X, Y, and Z. So not to go too crazy, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to be sticking with Thermal Bomb, Feed the Flames, and either Heat Wave or a new skill known as Eruption, which is essentially another explosive skill like Thermal Bomb, which is going to make a volcano of badassery underneath your target. It will do a massive amount of area of effect damage and continue to do damage over time within a small area. That one could be the replacement for Heat Wave. The problem I foresee is that without knowing the gear modifiers, ditching Heat Wave is a tough sell, as the modifier I currently use provides a 35% damage bonus to enemies hit with your Heat Wave, and this bonus does apply for you and your friends. It's pretty fat. Let's go over bonus stats really quickly. With this build, you are getting 50% bonus anomaly power. It is a very large damage buff, especially in combination with my max anomaly power gear. The skill damage is going to be very, very intimidating. 10% bonus damage to elites, as well as 15% resistance piercing, which will be very handy towards the end of the game. Big skill cooldown reduction, particularly on your explosives. 40% thermal bomb cooldown down to like 9 seconds with this build, which is amazing. 10% cooldown on your heat wave and feed the flame, aka your ignite and immobilize abilities. You get a 30% damage buff against marked targets, 30% damage buff towards explosive skills, 6% skill leech, not that good again, pretty squishy, or actually extremely squishy. So we shall see if this actually works in practice. You get a 10% flat weapon damage buff, which is nice. You get a bonus for activating any of your explosion skills, which will increase your anomaly power by 12% and your weapon damage by 45% for 10 seconds. And increase your firepower by 15% of your anomaly power all of the time. This build is min-max all the way, no question about it. Minimal sustain. You are going to rely on feed the flames as well as taking cover to not die immediately. You are going to have a vicious damage output with your skills and a pretty serious amount of firepower based on your buffed firepower stats. This video is about done. I think I covered everything I wanted to. If you liked it, like, comment, subscribe. It helps the channel. I'm trying to grow. We out.